Alright guys, M.V.K here coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Sorry about the lateness, but I'd rather kick this week off with the final fights for Section 14. This is an all monster battle in a sense. The first one I've done, I believe, and this one comes from BooRatt. Yeah, you saw it. So he puts the likes of Fang Foom versus King Ghidorah versus the Cloverfield Monster. Yeah, so like I said, all monster battle here. Now, two of these monsters, fictional monsters, have a lot of experience, and one of them really doesn't, because let's face it, the last one's pretty much just still a baby. But let's kick it off, shall we? Let's start this. This all monster battle. This should be fun. All right, so let's start off with Fang Foom. Fang Foom, of course, primarily a Iron Man villain. He is a dragon alien from his man. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his planet name. It's really hard to pronounce, but it's also known as a Malaglu 4. Actually, he is also known as he whose limbs shatter mountains. Pretty much. Fang Foom is highly intelligent, very intelligent. Of course, with his great size, he has grants him extreme strength. He's very durable. Literally, let's just put it like this: Iron Man has not beaten this guy in a straight up fight. Pretty much, let's put it like that. He can fly very fast for his size, very fast. He's resilient to injuries, and he's a extreme heat and extreme cold does not bother this guy. He can survive in outer space, and he can also shoot out like this green mist out of his mouth, just like acid. It's really powerful, not just fire and stuff like that. And he's got a limited degree of telepathy as well. But the other one, of course, is he can basically shapeshift, pretty much. And believe it or not, he's actually got some martial arts skills behind him. So you got a dragon that's got martial arts skills. It's just kind of funny. I found that out a long time ago. But yeah, definitely, Fang Foom is no joke. No doubt about it. Alright, so let's move on to King Ghidorah, or Monster Zero. As we all know, he's one of the most famous. He's another one of those famous kaiju creations from Toho Studios. You know, like Godzilla and everybody like that. And this dragon has 3 heads. He flies at his wingspan is very powerful, that he can create like hurricane gusts, and he's got 2 tails as well. Now, when I first saw King Ghidorah, I believe the first time I saw him was in the series, which movie did I first see him? I think it was Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. That was the first movie I saw him in. And I thought this dragon was kind of, I'm like, yo, Godzilla's going up against a dragon with 3 heads. It's like he looks like a flying hydra. But almost all the time, basically, the big G was able to throw him off and things like that. Now, in terms of his abilities, like, what does this dragon have? Like I said, besides his size, like I said, he flies, and his wings can also generate hurricane strength winds when he's flapping his wings. He also possesses, several types of weapon, breath weapons, fire, heat rays, laser beams, things like that. Pretty durable as well. And but you got to deal with the fact that this thing has 3 heads, so it's just not one head you're dealing with. It's 3 heads. But I think one of his downfalls is he has no arms. He has no arms, so he can't really. I wouldn't say he can't throw off, but throw off an opponent that's got arms. But he has no arms, so his head just he's just all heads really. But he is a major force and a major adversary for the Big G. You all should know who I'm talking about there. And yeah, King Ghidorah. All right. So let's move on to the last combatant, and that's the Cloverfield Monster. Now, for those who saw Cloverfield, this creature or whatever just popped up and wrecked my home city, New York, pretty much. And it just came out of nowhere, really. It just came on land and it just literally started to destroy, the city of New York. And while people were trying to basically survive. Now, the one thing was known about this, the Department of Defense named the creature LSA, basically standing for large scale aggressor. So it really had no name, but it pretty much, we all know it's some kind of alien because it came from pretty much outer space, and it was living on, pretty much came from the bottom of the sea by a meteor. So we all know it's not local. This ain't a local boy. Pretty much that this goes for all of them. The creature pretty much stood about 25 stories tall. It was highly resilient. Like it took missiles like no problem and got back up no problem. I mean, even took a nuke and still was alive. Okay. But also, here's the kicker, guys. It was just a baby. It was just a baby. That's all it was. So it makes you wonder, okay, if that was a baby, how big are the adults? So that was also interesting. But also, that was also interesting about it, since it was a newborn, it was covered with parasites that fell off of it. And these parasites were like these dog-sized creatures. They looked like kind of like crab, crustal, like dog-sized parasites that would attack people, and they were poisonous too. Like, pretty much, if a person was bit by one of them, they would start bleeding from the eyes, and then shortly after, they would blow up. Their stomach would expand, or their head, and it blows up. But the like I said, the Cloverfield Monster was really, very resilient. That was the one thing I would definitely say about it, and it did a full run scale on my city, pretty much. It pretty much just ran amok through the streets of New York, and nobody could stop it. Nobody could stop it, which was very, very, very scary indeed. But still, it was just a baby. So let's get to the battle. In terms of the battle. All right. So with all the abilities that Fang Foom has, and King Ghidorah, and the Cloverfield Monster, or the baby, or the LSA, if you want to call it that, a giant-sized battle, which no matter where they are, is going to wreak havoc anywhere. And my advice to everybody who is there, run for your lives, pretty much. However, for me, guys, it's not just about size and strength and abilities wise. Fang Foom is too intelligent, very intelligent for a dragon, alien dragon, and my money is on him. I know King Ghidorah is very strong, and I have nothing but respect for that kaiju. And we really only got a smidget of a little bit of what the Cloverfield monster can do, you know, or the baby. But I say pretty much it's basically Fang Foom who wins this. Too intelligence, too much experience as well for his race, and too many more abilities in a sense. But I leave it up to you guys. What do you feel? You don't have to go with my pick. Fang Foom, King Ghidorah, or the Cloverfield Monster. And show some love and respect to BooRatt. This was his creation for this monstrous battle. I will see you guys in a few with the next fight for section 14. Once again, the final section on my main channel before it makes its official move. But other than that, guys, take care.